everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Heck Creative. Today we're going over Doctor Mindbender and Kamakura from the G.I. Joe Classified series from Hasbro. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Now let's take a look at Kamakura. Kamakura has a really nice head sculpt. I like the face underneath. The eyes are really great. The face around is awesome, but that's all you see of it. It's pretty cool though. I do like the blue over there as well as this little hood piece coming down. The green's very nice. Light green over here, very spring green, going around the bottom on this little sash all the way down with this darker green coming around. It's pretty nice looking. I do love these greaves. They're really cool, and I find that they have a lot of little stubbles on them and a lot of detail. There's a great detail on his pants. They look nice along with this sort of piece that resembles the bottom of a shirt, sort of tucked out a little bit, and there's a belt that goes around. Looks really cool. We have some good pants along with these more greaves that are the same kind of thing. They're like cheese graters, but more deadly. We have his toes, and they look good. The nice little toe pieces are very cool, and he looks nice. I just like the color blocking on him. Some blues, some greens, a little bit of gray, a little bit of brown also, the Articulation symbol right over here, and some more of those cheese graters. And yeah, this is a very nice looking figure. Nothing truly special, but where it counts, he's pretty cool. As far as accessories goes, he comes with a hood that looks pretty cool on him. It's nice. It's a reuse of Storm Shadow's hood. We also have these swords over here that are pretty cool, but not really my kind of thing. Similar to the two blades we just saw, he has this double blade. It's pretty interesting, but he can't hold it very well. He also has this small knife that we've seen before. It's a good piece, has serrated edges on it, but yeah, this double blade isn't really doing it for me either. He comes with two guns that I believe we've seen before, but what's new is this unmasked head. The red hair is really cool, and it's awesome. I like this head a lot. It has some nice articulation range and looks really cool. It's pretty neat. I like it a lot, even though these guns are reuse. He also comes with two ninja samurai swords, I believe, that we are reused. We've seen them before. One has a little green stripe on it though, the other doesn't. That's pretty neat. Taking them out, he does come with a way to hold them. That's the only sort of holding thing he comes with. You put one on one side and the other on the other side, I believe, both facing inwards, and that's basically it. They're pretty neat, but not much to snuff at. His head in the hood doesn't look that great. You get a little good articulation over here, but nothing really that awesome, at least. As far as articulation goes for Kamakura, the head goes around this far, all the way around, up and down. It's on a ball joint. You do get up this far and down, all the way around. You get a butterfly joint that works out pretty well. A swivel right over here with a double jointed elbow that works pretty okay, but this cuff kind of bothers me a little bit with it. The hands can swivel and then go down and up. That's fine. I don't like how it's the only hands he has though. We do have back this far, forward this far. It doesn't really mess up. Actually, yeah, it does. There's the paint that's kind of separated and blocked. Not really that great. We also get a swivel over here and all the way around, as with every Joe. This is floaty, so you can move that or whatever. The leg can go down this far, out really nicely, up and in, and then out this far, and then back really far. You do get a swivel up here, a double jointed knee that works out pretty good. That's a good knee over there, a boot cuff over there, down and then up, and then pivot, two peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Nice figure, good accessories. A lot of it's reuse, but it isn't totally reuse, so I kind of appreciate this weird mishmash kit bash of a character. He's pretty cool, not my favorite, but he's neat. Kamakura stands at just under 6 inches tall or so, next to Storm Shadow, who is the way better figure in this case. I just love him a lot. He's perfect, has excellent storage and everything. And also here's Jesse Heck Creative. So, a ginger, huh? Well, you must have problems with your shoes, 'cause you got no soul. No, but seriously, you're probably terrible at jazz. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Now let's take a look at Dr. Mindbender. Dr. Mindbender looks really cool on first glance, but on second glance, he has a lot of glaring flaws. For one thing, this monocle, whenever you take it off, it falls on the carpet, gets lost all the time. I really love this mustache though. It's very nicely done. The ears are really cool, and the head is pretty neat. He has a lot of worry lines on his forehead, and these big bushy eyebrows are wonderful. He has some cool sort of lines in his neck, kind of. They're bulgy, muscly lines, and his bulgy, muscly torso, pimp, wrestler body is wonderful. I love this a lot. The silver is pretty neat on here. Looks very good. The chest is very nicely contoured and everything. My one issue, though, that I've been seeing with a lot of people is the shoulders. The shoulders have a huge issue where you can see the silver on there. That shouldn't be there. I suspect it's from the underside of this piece right here or something else, but it really bothers me. On both shoulders, he has some weird stuff going on. It looks worse in person than it does on camera, so just be careful with that. When you get your figure, I recommend getting a gung-ho and swapping the arms just to make it look better, at least this shoulder piece right over here. I do love this sort of piece down to the crotch guard. It's very funny. The holster, it's all connected one piece, I believe. All to that. His pants are nice, a good royal purple, as well as the long sort of shinned boots, and they have it buckle on each. Very nicely done for that. The cape, I wasn't really a big fan of initially, but I came around to it. It has a nice little feel on the back. It can contour in a lot of great ways and curl, and you just have to sort of pose it in a nice way for it to get to fit on the figure, and it's just great. I really feel like these pieces over here could be done slightly better. These little sort of shoulder bracers, they're just kind of slipping off all the time. It's kind of making me mad, but he looks the part overall, Dr. Mindbender. I really do find that he looks great, especially these bracers on his arms. The gloves are really cool. These purple lines on his arms are really nice, and the details on him are solid. They just had to just get to the finish line, and they tripped before it. As far as accessories goes, Mindbender comes with these science-y kind of guns. They're really weird and awesome. Very space-age, 1950s, 60s or so. Really super cool. Don't know what else to say about them. They do have ports for putting stuff in and pegs on the back. They're pretty nice. You can attach these two guns together with this hose. Not sure what it really means, or they feed back into each other, but that's a pretty neat detail. You can attach the hose to this little tank bit over here. I'm not sure what this does either, why it feeds back into each other itself once again, but it's a pretty cool tank piece and I like it. The hose tank formation is probably made for something like this piece over here, where the tank feeds into the gun, or it feeds into the other gun over here. You can also place the tank inside of a port on his back right over here, taking care to be a little bit careful with it. There we go. The hose pegs into the tank, into the gun, into his hand very nicely. It looks cool. Same with the other. No real complaints with the weapons so far. I really like this look though, when you ditch the tank and just have this little wire connecting the two guns together. It just looks cool and very sci-fi. He also comes with a pistol and a ray gun, but we all know from his previous profession that this is a dentist drill, and this pistol has a little hole in it to facilitate some effects and stuff. But yeah, we all know that this thing over here is a dentist drill. Don't lie to me, Mindbender. The pistol can be stored safely in here, and while there is no holster for this thing, it can be safely stored inside someone's mouth. He also comes with a disembodied arm, a skull with a blindfold over it, and a brain with a metal stem. These are super interesting. I love them. This is what makes the figure. This is a really nice piece. It has some little sinewy wires coming out, but this looks so decrepit and bony. I can't tell if this is bone or not sticking out. That's pretty weird. The skull is pretty interesting. You can take the top off, and there's a port over there. There's also a crack in the top of that, and some bandaging going around the front to hide the skull eyes. But the brain is pretty interesting. Very nicely done. No real shading or wash, but you can port it inside the skull. Don't know why they did this. This is so creepy. Ew. It's just so ew. And I wonder if I could... No, I can't make like thing. That'd be really cool though. There was a port at the bottom there. And just to check on it and see if it works. It doesn't really work as well as I thought it would, but it's still creepy nonetheless to have these pieces lying around. He also comes with these two holding tanks, and they are really cool, but not really much to snuff at unless you put something inside of them. This one is actually meant for the hand. You just put that in there and then look at it. It's really creepy. Put it over. You get some red tint to it. Very nicely done for that. That's gonna haunt my nightmares. We also get this piece over here. Take that off. Beware of these. I don't know why these are put inable, but they might come loose, so be very careful and watch out for the carpet to take it. And putting the brain in here is pretty simple. Just put that in, put that over, and you have a brain in a jar, and you have a hand in a jar. My only issue is you can't interchange the tops of the jars with the bottoms of the jars, which is kind of a shame. You also got this piece I'm just gonna put over here to look cool. Maybe it was a normal brain, but I suspect to think that it could be an abnormal brain. As far as articulation goes for Dr. Mindbender, the head can go around this far, up this far, down this far. Surprisingly enough, it actually has a hinge joint under there. Weird. It's usually a ball joint by now. Some nice pivot and everything. You do get a butterfly joint. It's pretty okay. Not really hindered by much. Maybe it could be hindered by this thing or the cape. I'm not exactly sure. It goes all the way around right over here. That silver on there does not hinder the joint. It doesn't really go up as far as I would want it to, but I suspect it's how this thing is laid out on his arm. Moving that up, you can go up a little bit farther. It's just okay, I guess. You can swivel over here and then do a double jointed elbow, which is pretty nicely done. We do get a swivel over here and the up and down hinge for this hand, and then an in and out hinge for this hand. We do get back this far and forward this far, just being careful on these pieces so they don't stretch too much. A swivel right over here and all the way again around. Be remembering that these pieces do not want to stretch too much probably. You do get a down on the hip joint and then a out very carefully. This is a really rare figure by now. I think even more rare than Serpentor himself. Going up this far and back pretty nicely and down, and then we get an out. And the holster doesn't really bother it much at all, which is pretty cool. Swivel at the swivel over here at the thigh. We also get a swivel at the boot and a double jointed leg going up, carefully moving the cape back. Pretty nicely done for him. Works out really well. You do get a down and an up at the boot and then a pivot and then 2 pegos at the bottom of the feet. I do like his shoes, how they sort of go down a little bit, by the way, and kind of go up. He is a really nicely done figure. It's just a shame that it really came down to the little nitty-gritty nitpicks and issues, especially those shoulders and that monocle that keeps falling off whenever you take it off. It just could have been better. He has some great accessories, but the figure could have been great. It just messed up at the last second. Dr. Mindbender stands at about 6 inches tall or so next to Sergeant Slaughter, who I think is a way better figure than Mindbender. There are just way less problems out of the box as opposed to a guy who has weird silver arms and a monocle that keeps flying off. And sure, his accessories, the other ones are cool, but the base figure is just alright. And also here's Jesse Heck Creative. Thanks for the free dental work, Dr. Mindbender. Alright, let me tell you how my day was. Overall, Dr. Mindbender and Kamakura may be exclusives, but that doesn't mean they're good. Kamakura is an alright figure. He's mostly reuse on his body and all reuse for his accessories. The head and the greaves are the best part about him, as well as the paint. I really love that tattoo on him. It's so clean and clear, but everything else is kind of a dud. I wish they put more effort into him, as he is conceptually a pretty cool character. Dr. Mindbender looks really good on the outside, but he does have some issues underlying. He looks amazing from his cartoon counterpart and old figure. I love the look he has, the colors used, and the parts used to make him. It's just a shame that his shoulders are colored silver for some reason. That's a stain that will never ever come out. I also find that his face is great, but the monocle, when it comes off, will fall into the carpet and get lost for some time. I do love the accessories though. All the array of ray guns are really nice and awesome, especially the hose connecting them can be used in a variety of ways, as well as that tank and the 2 ray guns are great. I love the weird drill thing he comes with, and that pistol is awesome. All the sciencey accessories like the skull, hand, and brain, as well as the containers that hold them, are really cool. How you can shift them and change them around. They're very awesome, and I may use those in a kit bash someday, probably next week, to make a figure that'll be amazing. This I command. I do find these 2 figures to be nice, but I'd recommend either trying to get them on sale or waiting for a reissue that clears up all the problems. These figures may be iconic characters in their own right, but as far as these figures, I would wait for different ones. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Heck Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jesseheckcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.